Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm excited to have you here today. We're about to explore how we can transform fragmented systems into reliable insights using Microsoft Fabric. The focus will be on unifying HR data for strategic workforce management. Over the next few slides, we'll look at the challenges, solutions, and the power of this innovative approach. So let's get started. Let's talk about the challenge of disconnected HR data. When the data isn't reliable, it really hampers HR's ability to make solid decisions. This highlights the importance of having integrated systems in place, systems that ensure data is consistent and trustworthy. Without a unified source, HR teams often struggle to make informed choices. They end up relying on guesswork or incomplete insights, which makes strategic planning much more difficult. You see, HR teams spend a lot of time trying to reconcile conflicting numbers from different systems. This process not only wastes valuable time, but also erodes confidence in the data's accuracy. And the problem gets worse when data is scattered across multiple platforms, whether it's Dynamics 365, payroll systems, time tracking tools, or spreadsheets. This fragmentation leads to hours spent reconciling conflicting information, which ultimately undermines trust in the data itself. In summary, disconnected HR systems create inefficiencies and make it harder to trust the data we rely on for critical decisions. Let's take a closer look at the daily challenges HR teams face when it comes to managing data. First, it's important to recognize that these daily tasks can consume up to 40% of HR team members' time. That's a significant chunk, which means there's limited capacity left for strategic initiatives that really drive the organization forward. Now, one of the main issues here is spreadsheet overload. As data grows, spreadsheets become unwieldy, and over time, the numbers can get outdated or inconsistent across different reports. This inconsistency makes it hard to trust the analytics we're relying on for decision-making. Manual reporting is another big challenge. For example, when tracking attrition or demographic data, HR teams often have to export CSV files manually and then cross-check the information. This process is not only time-consuming, but also prone to errors, which hampers overall efficiency. Adding to this complexity is the fact that HR data comes from various sources. Time tracking and onboarding metrics, for example, are stored in different platforms, making it difficult to consolidate and analyze the data effectively. And finally, payroll data often resides in separate cloud systems that are not integrated with core HR platforms. This separation makes it harder to synchronize and maintain accurate, up-to-date information across the entire HR landscape. All of these factors create a daily struggle for HR teams, highlighting the need for a more unified approach to managing and leveraging HR data effectively. Let's take a closer look at the consequences of fragmented HR data. When data is scattered across different systems or spreadsheets, it significantly increases operational risks for the organization. This fragmentation makes it harder to trust the data we rely on for decision-making, which can lead to less effective or even flawed workforce strategies. Because decisions are often based on outdated or incorrect information, this amplifies operational risks and can negatively impact overall business outcomes. For example, if HR isn't equipped with accurate data, initiatives like staffing or talent development may fall short. Additionally, HR's credibility can suffer when it appears unable to provide reliable insights or influence strategic discussions. This weakens HR's role in shaping organizational direction, which is critical for aligning people's strategies with business goals. Another key issue is that unnoticed or misreported attrition trends delay necessary interventions. When we don't have a clear picture of turnover, we miss opportunities to act quickly and retain top talent. Lastly, fragmented data disrupts workforce planning and onboarding processes. Incorrect or inconsistent eligibility information can lead to roles being backfilled improperly, or not at all, which hampers operational efficiency and talent management. All of these points highlight why unifying HR data is essential for effective workforce management and strategic decision-making. Unifying HR data for strategic workforce management is more important than ever. The stakes have shifted from just embarrassing reports to actual financial and operational consequences that can affect the entire organization. HR analytics need to adapt quickly to help us mitigate these risks effectively. When it comes to financial and operational stakes, poor headcount planning can really hurt us. Overstaffing leads to unnecessary costs, while understaffing can delay projects and impact service delivery. With hybrid work, this becomes even more critical as we need more precise workforce analytics to avoid these pitfalls. One of the biggest challenges is headcount planning. Delays in updating HR data mean that spikes in leave requests or voluntary exits are often detected too late. This delay limits our ability to take proactive HR actions, which could prevent bigger issues down the line. Data updates also tend to lag, especially in a hybrid work environment where talent moves faster. Employees are joining and leaving at an accelerated pace, and with less face-to-face interaction, timely data becomes essential to keep up. Without it, we risk making decisions based on outdated information, which can be costly. So overall, the impact of hybrid work on HR analytics highlights the need for real-time, accurate data to manage our workforce effectively and stay ahead of potential challenges. Let's take a closer look at some real-world challenges that can arise when HR data isn't unified. For instance, top engineers sometimes leave unnoticed, which can cause project delays and setbacks. When HR is stuck reconciling last month's data instead of acting in real time, it hampers our ability to respond quickly and effectively. This disconnect also impacts our understanding of burnout trends. If time off and exit interview data aren't linked, we might miss signs of burnout among our staff. Unfortunately, in some cases, top engineers have departed without us noticing because these indicators weren't flagged. Another issue is the creation of phantom users. For example, it might offboard accounts without HR confirmation, leading to inactive accounts that still exist in our systems. This creates significant compliance risks, especially around data security and audit requirements. And speaking of discrepancies, payroll termination data sometimes conflicts with HR core records. Such mismatches can cause inefficiencies and even compliance issues if not resolved promptly. To bring this all together, a clear example shows how misaligned HR metrics can cause real problems. When data isn't integrated, it's easy to overlook critical insights, which ultimately affects our ability to manage the workforce effectively and compliantly. This slide underscores the importance of unifying HR data for strategic workforce management. Let's explore why unifying HR data is so crucial in today's environment. As you can see, in our fast-moving world, having a single, unified data set is essential. It allows organizations to stay ahead of talent challenges by providing a clear, comprehensive view of their workforce. When HR data is unified, it elevates the function from just reactive reporting, simply tracking what has happened, to a more strategic role. It supports proactive workforce management, helping us anticipate needs and plan accordingly. This strategic approach enables HR to forecast potential risks more accurately, whether that's turnover, skill gaps, or other challenges. It also empowers HR professionals to advocate for resources proactively, rather than reacting after issues arise. Furthermore, unifying data transforms decision-making processes. It offers timely, trustworthy insights across critical areas like onboarding, attrition, and demographics. This means we can make smarter, faster decisions that positively impact the entire organization. So, in summary, unifying HR data isn't just a technical improvement. It's a strategic shift that equips us to navigate today's talent landscape effectively. This is why it truly matters now more than ever. Now, let's explore how Microsoft Fabric helps unify HR data for strategic workforce management. Essentially, it provides a single, cohesive platform that brings all our HR data together. This means we can rely on it to scale as our organization grows and to adapt when our business needs change. Fabric combines a Lakehouse data store, which is a flexible and powerful way to handle large volumes of data, with automated data flows that streamline data processes. Plus, it integrates seamlessly with Power BI as the front end, making it easier to visualize and analyze our HR metrics. This setup allows us to have consistent and reliable analytics that evolve alongside our business. Instead of fragmented data sources, we get a unified ecosystem that supports better decision-making. And it's important to note that Microsoft Fabric is not just another visualization tool like Power BI. It's a comprehensive data architecture designed specifically to unify and scale HR data into one streamlined, scalable environment. This foundation empowers us to make more strategic, data-driven workforce decisions. Now, let's explore how the Lakehouse transforms HR data management. The Lakehouse provides a unified platform that brings all HR data together, enabling comprehensive analysis. By doing this, it supports better decision-making because it eliminates data silos and makes information easily accessible. One of the key advantages is how it handles semi-structured data. Things like survey results, onboarding checklists, and even Excel time tracking, these often come in different formats, are now consolidated within the Lakehouse. This integration means we can query and cross-reference all this data in one place, giving us a clearer, more complete picture of our HR landscape. At the core, the Fabric Lakehouse acts as a single source of truth. It consolidates structured data from systems like Dynamics 365 HR and payroll. Because it's cloud-based, it not only removes silos, but also enables us to perform comprehensive analysis across all HR data. This setup truly empowers us to make more informed, strategic workforce decisions. Now, let's talk about unifying HR data for strategic workforce management. Automation plays a crucial role here, ensuring that our HR data is always up to date and consistent. This means we can move away from manual processes that often slow us down and introduce errors. Instead, we streamline our data preparation workflows, making the entire process more efficient. Ensuring data consistency is key, so we load ready-to-use data into the Fabric Lakehouse on a scheduled basis. This scheduled cadence helps us eliminate manual exports and repetitive tasks, freeing up time for more strategic activities. When it comes to data cleaning and transformation, we standardize fields like job titles and department codes. This step is vital because it guarantees that our data is consistent and ready for downstream processes, whether it's reporting or analysis. The initial step in all of this is data extraction. We pull data from sources like Dynamics 365 HR and other external systems. Automating this process ensures that we start with accurate, current data, which is essential for effective workforce management. And finally, with Dataflows Gen 2, we automate the entire data preparation process, making it more reliable and scalable. This way, we're building a solid foundation for strategic decision-making based on clean, consistent HR data. Now, let's talk about how Power BI serves as the visualization front-end for our HR data. When integrated with Fabric, Power BI enables us to deliver actionable insights that HR teams and leadership can rely on confidently for strategic decision-making. This integration transforms raw data into clear, meaningful visuals that support our business goals. One of the key advantages here is automation. The refresh cycles ensure that reports are always up to date without us having to do manual updates. This not only saves time, but also guarantees that the data we base decisions on is accurate and current. Reliable, automated reporting is essential for maintaining trust in our insights. Additionally, by using consistent metrics, such as onboarding duration, leave balances, and workforce demographics, we ensure that everyone is looking at the same trusted numbers. This consistency helps foster reliable insights and supports cohesive decision-making across HR and leadership. Finally, Power BI's role as Fabric's analytical front-end marks a significant shift. Instead of being just a standalone tool, Power BI now acts as the window into Fabric's unified data model. This means our dashboards reflect validated, consistent data from the Lakehouse, giving us confidence that we're making decisions based on the most accurate and comprehensive information available. Unifying HR data for strategic workforce management is a crucial goal, and Fabric's approach makes this much simpler. It reduces the complexities involved in data integration, which means organizations can manage their HR data more effectively and with less hassle. When we talk about simplified maintenance, Fabric ensures that data lands predictably and consistently in the Lakehouse. This reliability is key because it eliminates the need for manual syncing, which can be time-consuming and error-prone. With predictable data management, organizations gain confidence that their data is accurate and up-to-date. Fabric automates data imports by handling authentication, field selection, and refresh scheduling, streamlining the entire process. This automation reduces manual intervention, saving time and reducing mistakes. Microsoft Fabric further enhances this process with built-in connectors and Dataflows Gen 2, allowing for direct, managed connections. These connectors seamlessly link systems like Dynamics 365 HR and external sources, creating a smooth flow of data. In contrast, traditional HR integrations are often patchwork and fragile, leading to mismatches and failures. This creates inefficiencies and increases the risk of errors in managing HR data. Overall, Fabric's integration approach helps overcome data silos, enabling a unified, reliable, and efficient HR data environment, empowering better strategic workforce management. Now, let's look at how Fabric unifies HR data to support strategic workforce management. One key aspect is automated refreshes, which keep leave balances current by regularly updating the data. This helps eliminate discrepancies and gives us a single, reliable view of all leave information. Next, standardizing data fields is crucial. For example, we map and standardize terminology like PTO and day formats so that everything is consistent across different systems and sources. This consistency simplifies reporting and decision-making. We also integrate external payroll system data through APIs or flat files, making it seamless to incorporate leave balance information from various platforms. This integration ensures accuracy and efficiency in managing employee leave. Finally, Fabric connects with Dynamics 365 HR to handle core leave requests. This connection ensures that leave accruals are tracked accurately within the system, providing real-time updates and better management. As an example, imagine checking leave balances directly within the system. This practical integration streamlines HR processes and supports strategic planning. Let's talk about unifying HR data for strategic workforce management. One of the key elements here is having reliable, automated data refreshes. When we set up scheduled data flows, they become trusted sources of accurate data, freeing HR from the tedious task of manual fixes. This means we can build confidence in the data we're making decisions with, which is crucial for strategic planning. This reliability also empowers HR teams to shift their focus from troubleshooting to more strategic initiatives. Instead of worrying about data errors, they can concentrate on workforce development, talent planning, and other high-value activities. Another important aspect is immediate issue alerts. Our system can notify teams right away if something's amiss, helping us avoid surprises during critical moments like payroll processing or audits. This proactive approach ensures problems are caught and addressed promptly, keeping operations smooth. Error logging is another layer of security. If a data import fails, the system preserves previous datasets, preventing any loss of important information. This safeguard maintains the integrity of our data, even when issues arise during refreshes. Finally, automated data updates mean our data stays current without manual effort. Whether it's hourly, nightly, or aligned with specific business cycles, scheduled data flows ensure our HR data is always up to date, supporting timely and informed decision-making. Altogether, these capabilities create a robust foundation for strategic workforce management. giving HR teams the reliable, real-time data they need to succeed. Let's talk about unifying HR data for strategic workforce management. Dataflows Gen 2 provides us with powerful tools to tackle compatibility issues that often arise when working with external systems. These tools are crucial for maintaining the integrity and usability of our integrated data, ensuring that everything works seamlessly together. When it comes to ensuring smooth data integration, proper planning is key. Even sources that seem challenging at first glance can be incorporated reliably if we approach the process thoughtfully. Strategic planning helps us mitigate potential risks and makes the entire integration process much more efficient. Dataflows Gen 2 plays a significant role here by enabling pre-processing and custom mapping. This means we can adapt to quirks and inconsistencies in external systems, making sure that the data flows into our Lakehouse cleanly and accurately, despite any hurdles we might face. Now, let's consider some common issues. Mismatched unique IDs, delimiters, or missing historical data are typical problems that can hinder seamless integration. These inconsistencies can cause issues with data quality and reliability, which is why addressing them early is so important. External HR systems often pose additional challenges, such as outdated APIs, weekly exports, or data in custom formats. These factors can complicate the integration process and require us to develop specialized solutions to handle these nuances effectively. Handling non-compatible external systems is a critical part of our strategy. With the right tools and planning, we can overcome these obstacles and ensure our data remains consistent, reliable, and ready for strategic workforce management. Now, let's explore how the Fabric approach truly unifies HR data to support strategic workforce management. Instead of dealing with fragmented reports, we move towards integrated dashboards that provide a clear, comprehensive view of our HR metrics. This shift allows HR to be more proactive and aligned with business needs. What this means in practice is that HR teams can now support the business more effectively because they're working from a single, reliable source of truth. It streamlines the entire reporting process, making it faster and more efficient. Instead of chasing numbers through endless spreadsheets or exports, HR can focus on making quick, accurate decisions. This evolution not only saves time, but also significantly reduces the risk of errors. Another key aspect is real-time dashboards. These dashboards are constantly updated with consistent, reconciled data, giving HR teams immediate access to the most accurate information available. This immediacy empowers better decision-making on the spot. Ultimately, the Fabric approach transforms how HR reports and operates. What used to be a manual patchwork of spreadsheets now becomes a unified, trustworthy source of information, making HR reporting more reliable, efficient, and aligned with strategic goals. Now, let's look at how unifying HR data can transform our approach to workforce management. When we bring all HR information into a single, integrated system, it moves us away from just reacting to issues as they come up. Instead, we can start being proactive, anticipating talent needs, and addressing potential challenges before they become critical. This shift allows HR to make smarter, data-driven decisions that lead to better organizational outcomes. This is where proactive talent management comes into play. Fabric, for example, supports built-in AutoML capabilities or seamless Azure ML integration within the same ecosystem. This means we can run advanced analytics more efficiently without switching between different tools, making our processes faster and more effective. With these integrated analytics, we can generate forecasts that enable HR to intervene early, improving retention and refining workforce planning. Essentially, we're taking steps to ensure our teams stay engaged and stable, rather than just reacting to turnover or performance issues after they happen. Finally, predictive analytics in HR allows us to use machine learning models to identify risks like attrition, onboarding delays, or burnout before they escalate. This proactive approach empowers HR teams to address challenges early, ultimately helping us build a healthier, more resilient workforce. All of these elements tie back to our overall goal, turning data into actionable insights that drive strategic and sustainable growth. Let's look at a real-world example from healthcare HR that highlights the power of predictive analytics. By implementing targeted interventions, this healthcare provider was able to reduce voluntary attrition by over 15% within just a year. This shows us clearly how predictive HR analytics can lead to tangible, impactful results. Specifically, machine learning models were used to identify groups of nurses who were likely to leave within 90 days. By understanding the causes behind their potential departure, such as shift schedules and onboarding gaps, they could take proactive steps. These targeted actions made a real difference in retaining staff. To make this possible, the healthcare organization unified various HR data sources, performance reviews, leave requests, onboarding data, using a platform called Fabric. This integration was key because it allowed the ML models to analyze comprehensive, accurate data and generate meaningful predictions. Overall, this example underscores how combining data and advanced analytics can drive smarter, more strategic workforce management, ultimately improving retention and operational effectiveness. Let's talk about how Fabric's architecture supports auditability and allows for incremental adoption. This is crucial because it helps organizations gradually implement predictive HR analytics without feeling overwhelmed. By having a flexible and transparent system, we can overcome common barriers to adopting these advanced tools. Now, a key part of this process is building managerial trust. Managers need to rely on data-driven insights rather than just gut feelings. Gaining their buy-in is essential because without their confidence, adoption stalls. We want them to see the value and accuracy of these insights. Another important aspect is transparency. HR and legal teams must understand why certain risks are flagged. Clear explanations help address concerns about bias and fairness. When everyone understands the reasoning behind the predictions, trust increases, and potential bias issues can be more effectively managed. Finally, let's consider data quality challenges. Predictive models depend on clean, complete data. If the data is flawed or incomplete, it can lead to false positives or incorrect insights. Ensuring high-quality data is therefore fundamental to successfully integrating machine learning into HR analytics and making the most of these powerful tools. Now, let's look at how unifying HR data really transforms our approach to workforce management. When we talk about moving HR from reactive to proactive, we're emphasizing a fundamental shift. Instead of being the last to know about issues, HR becomes the first to act. This shift unlocks new value for the organization, making us more effective overall. Transforming HR's role means that early interventions and resource advocacy are key drivers of workforce success. By catching issues early and supporting employees proactively, we can better align individual performance with our organizational goals. With timely and reliable data at our fingertips, HR teams can influence business strategy more effectively. This data-driven approach helps us position HR as a true strategic partner in decision-making, rather than just a support function. And by combining tools like Microsoft Fabric and Dynamics 365 HR, we empower HR to anticipate workforce issues before they escalate into crises. This proactive mindset allows us to address potential challenges early, minimizing disruptions and keeping the organization on track. Overall, unifying HR data isn't just about technology. It's about transforming how we think about and manage our workforce for long-term success.